We are very excited and looking forward to meeting all of our new students next week. We know that many of you have anxiety over what this year is going to look like and whether you're going to be able to do it or not. Well, guess what? The teachers have the same kind of anxiety. We don't doubt that you can do it. We have doubts about how we are going to make learning accessible for you. We just need to approach this year with a growth mindset and to have grace for each other. A growth mindset is going to be an everyday philosophy and practice, not only to cope with the pandemic, but also to build resilience, adapt to new norms, and act proactively in order to thrive mentally, academically, and emotionally. We are here to help. The whole math team came together to make a video to kind of explain what's going to be happening in the core classes. Just remember, there's not going to be any backseat driving. You need to ask questions. You need to be accountable for your own learning. Take pride in doing honest, thoughtful, detailed work. We are here for you. We can do this together.
Structure for now. For the past 5 months, we have all been dealing with a series of Plan B after Plan B, and we have all navigated our way over those hurdles together. And moving into our school year, we are now going to work with a concept called Group A and Group B. Group A and Group B are going to meet on separate days. Group A, as you can see, will be available on Monday and Thursday in person. Wednesday, you will be online. Group B, you will come to class on Tuesday and Friday. Now, those classes will meet at the same times, but you will not be there with your full cohort of students and buddies. The math department for our core courses of Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2 have decided to follow this core idea called Mastery Paths, okay? And Mastery Paths will allow us to give you immediate feedback on Canvas so that we can facilitate specific knowledge-based instruction and support you as best possible. Plan B will probably happen, but we will be together.
I'm here to talk about some of the common elements that we are going to have on your syllabus between Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. The materials, when you show up in person, that we need you to have, Chromebook is more important than ever. You got to carry it with you every day because a lot of our instruction is going to be geared towards digital resources, so we need you to have that. Your calculator, that'll be dependent on your math teacher. You will need to ask them if you need something separate. Even though we're going to a lot of digital resources, we are still going to ask you to bring a paper and pencil. Math teachers really like it when you bring graph paper because a lot of our activities are geared for graph paper. Other than that, your individual teachers will have some specifics. I know a lot of us are going to ask you to bring your own dry erase markers. Keep in mind, we cannot share school supplies like we've done in the past. Another issue you might be concerned about or wondering about is attendance for remote days. I'm going to start with Wednesdays, which are synchronous remote, and you actually need to be present with your teacher online, whether that be a Google Meet, they need to see you or hear you. You actually need to be in that class at that designated time. If you are a remote asynchronous group, you need to have a piece of evidence that shows you were in class for that time. You don't necessarily need to show up at that specific time like on Wednesdays, but most teachers are going to have you turn something in, an assignment, homework, an activity for the day. If you have an attendance discrepancy, as in you are marked absent and you think that you should be marked present, you need to contact that teacher directly, not the attendance line. And Ms. Hoy and Mr. Collier will start talking about this grading breakdown in specific.
As previously mentioned, your student's going to be working in something called a mastery path. A mastery path lives in Canvas. It's going to be a way to organize your practice, your notes, your quizzes, and your tests, okay? It's also a way for us to provide personalized, skill-based learning and feedback to your students' needs. I highly recommend that you become an observer in your student's Canvas course, and you can do that by following the link in your homepage.
For example, here's how the mastery path is laid out. You will watch videos and take notes. You will submit those notes for a grade. You will complete a knowledge check and then get put out onto your individual path where you'll do and submit an assignment based on where you are. Okay, we'll provide feedback for you on that, and then you will complete a knowledge demonstration.
All right. So the explanation starting with the standard. Now each unit is going to be broken down into different numbers of standards. Okay, we're going to try to keep the quizzes to 1 to 3 in each of these sections, followed by a test. Now that's not unnormal from what we usually do. However, the percentages that we've done in the past have changed a little bit. So if you've taken one of our courses here before, you'll note the differences. The practices that we're talking about is going to be in the 20%. We're going to take that next to the quizzes. Quizzes will be 40% of your grade. Finally, the tests will be 40% of your grade. Now, certainly the percentage isn't too much different than the overall from what you've seen in the past. However, it's going to be a little bit harder for us to work on quiz corrections. We've done those in the past, and we needed to change our philosophy just a little bit on that. And so what we're going to work on is something post-test for you to do and work on to prove that you can then get through these different standards. Now, a quick rundown of the overall scheme of things. Each course will have we'll go 2 to 3 quizzes. Each course will have 3 assessments. So our major core courses, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry, will all have 3 assessments. This year, we're going to take the finals category out. There will be no finals assessed this year.
Thank you guys so much for watching our video. We are really excited about this year, and we're really excited to see our students in person as well as remote. We're all in this together.